What's up, boys? Just wanted to make a quick one today. Just got some nice sunlight, just on my deep work for the morning. Getting in some nice sun. Got a nice coffee right here. I've done my morning routine. Feeling great, feeling energized. Gonna be going on a boys camp real soon. That's gonna be mean. Hitting the gym as well. Coming into summer, so it's like real nice at the moment. Just been getting as tanned and getting as much sun as I can. But anyways, not to get off point, but this video I just wanted to talk about like a bit of my own story in terms of like work and like how I've been able to go from like, you know, working like so inefficiently to now being able to get so much more done in less time. And not only that, but like actually really genuinely enjoy the work that I do, enjoy the business that I make, you know, enjoy the business that I do, not that I make. And overall, just, you know, now I'm like making far more money out of the result of me doing even less work. But it's like actual high leverage work. It's working on the right things. And I want to be able to teach you that inside of this video. So a bit more about me. So I'm a 17-year-old online coach. I do productivity coaching for entrepreneurs. But I used to have a different business, which was all about the niche of sleep. It's kind of a gay niche, to be honest. It was kind of like a weird, interesting niche. It's funny because I don't really sleep that well now. But yes, I did that from like May last year all the way up to about May this year, so roughly about a year or so in that niche. And after that point, that's where I kind of got more into like the productivity side of things. And it's been recently where I've been mainly helping out my clients and helping guys out, helping entrepreneurs out with just getting more efficient, getting more stuff done in far less time. So how it actually worked for me, how it did well for me was that like last year, for example, right, when I was doing that whole sleep coaching thing. So December, I had just gone through a breakup and I was like, you know what, screw this. I just want to work as much as possible. I was already working like 8 to 10 hours a day up to that point anyway on my business. I was still working hard. Whilst in a relationship, whilst trying to have a social life, whilst trying to still hit the gym consistently, whilst running like every second day. I used to run like 5 to 10Ks each day. No, sorry, not each day, every couple of days. And I kind of like messed up my ankle from doing that. Kind of like messed up my leg gains in the gym, but anyways, yeah. So around this December time period, I was working just all the time pretty much. So I was doing like 12-hour days, 14-hour days, 16-hour days. I think my lowest day of work that month would have been like 6 hours or 7 hours. And the thing is, it was literally not even really that much work. It was more so just me sitting behind my computer screen, doing things which I thought were work, but were not actually work. Or things which were work, but not actually properly moving the needle, right? So I used to dedicate so much time to follow-ups, and of course, the money's in the follow-ups, but I could have outsourced it. I could have outsourced it to like a cheap Indian VA, or like a cheap Filipino, you know, VA. Or a setter, or someone to watch my account when I'm asleep, you know? Rather than needing to just work all the time, I could have just outsourced it. Outsourced that unimportant work, and then from there, focus more of my time and valuable, you know, my valuable time and my attention onto the higher leverage work, which really genuinely makes a difference. So, yeah, and I think that month I made like $300. I made next to nothing, you know. And then this year, like this month actually, we've so far done about 7K cash, I think in about the first 8 days of the month, so that's been pretty good. Yeah, we've had a real good month so far, to be honest, of December. I thought it was going to go worse, but yeah, we're going pretty well. But anyways, yeah, now it's like I'm working far less, but I'm making a lot more. And yeah, that month I got real burnt out, like end of December, like Christmas. I remember December 23rd to 24th, I like stayed up working for like 38 hours straight, just like behind my computer. I was just locked inside my room, just work. Stayed up all night, had a lot of caffeine. I still have a lot of caffeine. And then I crashed Christmas Eve, yeah, that's right. I absolutely crashed and just fell asleep for like a good 9 hours. Best sleep of my life. Woke up Christmas Day, best sleep ever. And then, yeah, that was a mean day. But I was so burnt out. Like, I was so just chronically tired and fatigued afterwards. Like, I just could not do anything, dude. I was so tired. But yeah, nah, I didn't enjoy that time period, but it was just like a little waste of time because I could have used my time more effectively to work on things which would have actually contributed more to my business, things which would have actually contributed more to my overall success, to life experience, to stories, to things which would, like, my skills. I didn't learn sales for a long time, and that was such a big weakness of mine because I had no clue how to sell or market a product or communicate. You know, I had the most monotone voice back then. But anyways, so back to what I was saying. Yeah. So what I essentially do now, right? I'm just gonna teach you how you can get so much more work done with so much less time. Firstly, right? So you've got all your tasks in your business. Identify what ones which don't even move the needle. So for me, I was making all sorts of looms for people in school as like a form of outreach, but it wasn't even working that well. Like, I maybe had like some responses and I didn't know how to close those people. And I didn't know how to like actually properly appointment set. So what I should have been learning would have been appointment setting and sales. So I should have dedicated extra time to learning appointment setting and sales whilst also doing that. But then I could have also outsourced that to a closer or a VA or appointment setter who already knew what they were doing and they could just do it for me and then I could close the call. Or I could even hire a setter and a closer. Of course, try learn the skill in the meantime. It's great to know the skill, to practice the skill, do as much as you can in that regard. But you don't want to be having your entire day just spent on stuff which doesn't even matter that much. And if you're watching this, I'm guessing you're around 1 to 3K a month. You already know how to like sell. You already know how to market. You already know like how to communicate and talk. You just don't have that like exact performance and productivity structure inside of your own life to actually scale further and further and further to like 10K a month and beyond. So assuming you do know how to sell and close, dude, literally just outsource your appointment setting. Outsource that. Outsource as much as you can to like a VA, appointment setter, closer. I love closing, to be fair. Like, I don't really take too many sales calls because I prefer to like take less calls but like close more. And what do I mean by that is just like higher quality people. So people I already know, people who are like inbound leads, not just like every single guy under the sun who's like an Indian and wanting to buy and he doesn't want to buy. Or doesn't, like, I've only closed like one Indian and he kept demanding more and more. So yeah, I'm not making that mistake again. But anyways, yeah, so what I'd recommend, just outsource as much as you can. And you can take calls if you want. I mean, for me, I take client calls and sales calls. But for the sales calls, I make sure the prospect's actually high quality and I like them. I genuinely want to help them out and work with them. This is more so for coaching. If you're like an agency owner, we have to like take a bunch of calls and you're not even directly helping the people one-on-one. It's just like a normal structure. It's not personalization. It's not coaching. Maybe like then I'd definitely recommend get a closer because you don't want to be taking like 10 sales calls a day. Like, at that point, it's just shit, you know. For me, it's like more so the personal development offer. So for me, a lot of it's down to like authenticity, how I like them, how I trust them, how I like respect them, how I communicate with them, like the relationship we have, as opposed to just the service itself. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, just outsource as much as you can. Then secondly, you want to have some sort of morning routine in place, right? Because you don't want to just like, I've actually made this mistake even recently of like waking up and then getting straight to work. And sure, that does work on certain occasions. For me, if I need to plan stuff out and if I can't like wake up and do my morning routine, I will just stay in my bed and just work. That's okay. But for example, you need to, what's it called? Yeah, like you have no limitations. You can get out of bed. You can do whatever you want. Do not wake up and work straight away. I mean, if you've got school or work on, wake up and work straight away and then you do your morning routine. But I would just suggest do a morning routine, but don't make it long. Make it like a 4-step process. I like to use the 5-4-5 method. So that's John Mark Stevenson's method. So I've got 5 goals. I'll have a 4-step morning routine and then I've got 5 tasks for the day. But for me, I'll have a 4-step, 5-step morning routine. So I'll wake up, I'll make my bed. I'll wake up at 5:25. I'll make my bed. I'll then take a cold shower because that like helps me to wake up, get into that like nice energized state. I'll pray, I'll do my journaling, and then I'll get straight to work. And don't forget the coffee. I have a lot of black coffee. It's like 4, 5, 6 steps, something like that. Yeah, just have a morning routine in place, but don't make it too long. Mine takes like 15 to 20 minutes max, and yours should also take like a similar amount of time. You don't want like a 10-hour long biohacking routine, because I've also made that mistake in the past. Don't go and do that. And then from there, it's just a matter of like working on the right things. Like literally all you really need to do is just find, okay, what's the highest leverage task that I could be doing in my business, and work extensively on that, right? So if it's content, work a lot more on content, work a lot more on generating ideas, because your ideas are going to be your biggest asset. Your brain's going to be your biggest asset, as well as your life experiences, your stories. So go out there, live your niche, live what you're saying, go and like experience things. If you're a fitness coach, spend as much time as you can in the gym, learning as much as you can, training as much as you can, dieting as much as you can, get the best physique possible. If you are a agency owner, then that's probably a bit different, but like try and just live your niches as much as you can, right? Just go out and experience more things, you know, work on the highest leverage thing possible for you, right? I don't know exactly for an agency owner or a trader, but I know for me as a coach, it's just mainly content and helping my clients get the best results possible. Because if I get my clients the best results possible, they will tell all their friends, their family, their entrepreneur mates, everything, and give me a good testimonial, and then boom, it's like 5 more people closed out of that, and then the same thing. So yeah, work extensively on your product. Your product is your key. Your product's your key to success by far out of any different industry. But anyways, so you find the high leverage thing to work on, and then from there, just double down on it. Double down on your content or your product or whatever it is. And then how do you actually get that done fast? How do you actually get that work done fast? Now, it depends. I like to sometimes use a method called batching, where I will, let's say, dedicate a day per week to a certain task. So let's say, for example, I could dedicate a whole day to just recording. Today I'm not doing that because I've got like a camp real soon. Can't necessarily like go and just record like 10 different videos. I'll do that maybe at the end of this week for next week with a bunch of Instagram reels and YouTube videos. But like you could dedicate a whole day for recording, or a whole day for working on your product, or a whole day for this or that. Like whatever time you've got off and you want to like batch a bunch of stuff for the week, go ahead and do it. And then you save yourself like 3, 4, 5 hours a day working on that thing. Instead of having to do it each day, you dedicate a day each week for it, and then you get a week's worth of work done in a day. That's like the most ultimate productivity tactic right there. So do that. And the next one, do not check your phone when you're working. Do not. I make this mistake still sometimes, right? I'm not perfect. But if I have my phone near me, I'm like an absolute retard. I'll just pick it up, I'll check my Instagram, I'll check the likes, I'll check the support, the messages, whilst I'm trying to work on deep things, and then I'll get distracted, right? I would recommend cut that off. What always works for me is that I can put my phone away in the drawer, right? And I can also turn my phone off. And then instead of just picking my phone up right beside me when I'm working, I actually need to manually like walk all the way over to like a room or my dad's room, get out my drawer, get out the drawer, get out the phone, turn it on, and then do what I want. And at that point, it's just easier for me to work. So what's the even point of like needing that drawer in the first place? And then the next thing is just efficiency. Wake up early. I like to wear a hoodie when working. I'll sometimes listen to music when working, but it depends like what sort of music. For me, I like if I'm really struggling with work, for example, then I'll blast them. But if it's like if I'm in a real good flow, I could put some binaural beats on, and that locks me right in. But if you're like really struggling, some like good music, a lot of caffeine can really help you to lock in even further. As long as it's music where you've already listened a bunch of times and you just like play it and repeat over and over. For example, like if you listen to the same song and repeat, or you listen to like the same playlist on repeat, that's perfect, like in order. But if it's like, for example, new music you've never heard before, maybe not. Maybe that's the time where you can save it for the gym, for example, or like where you start singing the lyrics. I'm guilty of that. Don't do that. And then, yeah, what I've also started to do is setting a timer for my work, but I'll set like 15-minute increments, and then once I've done that 15-minute increment and the timer goes off, I can write down exactly everything that I've done. I actually started doing that this morning. It was a tactic by Alex Hormozi. gold tactic, golden tactic, and I've gotten so much more done as a result of doing that. And then you get to find out, okay, what are my biggest constraints? Am I wasting time? Am I doing this? I found I was wasting time. I'm like, oh, I'm wasting time. Maybe now's not the right time to waste time. Maybe I need to focus more on this. Maybe I just don't need to check my phone, you know? And then from there, you get so much more aware and specific on, like, how you operate, how you work. But yeah, quick video turned into 15 minutes, I suppose. But yeah, that's like most of the efficiency tactics I'm going to reveal for now. There's a lot more to talk about, but I honestly just want to get back to work. I love making content. I genuinely just love helping you guys out and sharing my journey and sharing my story. I just love it, even if I don't make anything off this channel specifically. I just love the journey. I love the grind. I love the documentation. I love recording content. Yeah. If you want to check out more from me, check out at Overton Biz. Sorry, at TaylorOBiz in the description of this video. I link my Instagram there. Drop me a follow. Watch through my reels. Watch through my stories. I give so much value there. And flick me a message if you want. I'm keen to chat and talk. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video.